Hey there, life editors! Welcome to another one of our live stream calls. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy you're here because we have something really exciting to talk about. All right, so right now we are streaming live to my Facebook page and to my YouTube channel. And we're doing so because today is launch week for Life Editing for Beginners. Woo! I can't even tell you how excited I am to bring back Life Editing for Beginners, which has been gone kind of like semi-retired for 2 years. And I'm going to go over all of the ins and outs of the program, everything you can expect from Life Editing for Beginners during today's Q&A call. But if you are here live, and even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know where are you watching from? Where are you located all over the world? And let me know, what is the next thing that you want to edit in your life? What's the next thing that you want to edit? Is that getting rid of your procrastination? Is it starting a business? Is it saving money? Is it getting healthy and fit? Whatever it is, leave a comment and let me know where you're watching from and what you're editing next in your life. All right, so Life Editing for Beginners is back and it's bigger and better than ever. And right here on the screen, I have the link where you can go check out the program and get all the details. And I will leave a link in the description under this video too. So let's get right into it. What is Life Editing for Beginners? Well, Life Editing for Beginners is my flagship program that walks you through the 5 steps of the life editing process framework. And that's my framework that's incorporated into every aspect of my business, in my coaching calls, in my digital programs, in my worksheets, in my blog posts and videos. Everything that I do follows my 5-step life editing process. And I wanted to create a program that would help you reclaim your time, that would help you focus on your self-care, and that would really help you ditch your procrastination for good. All of the things that you learn when you are editing your life. So Life Editing for Beginners first came about. Actually, I think it was so many years ago. I think it was 2013. 2013 was when I first launched Life Editing for Beginners. And it was a very different program. It was much smaller. It didn't have a lot to it, but it was really just an introduction to life editing. And for those of you who are brand new to me and life editing, let me introduce myself. So I'm Sage Grayson, and I'm a former book editor turned life coach. And I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to create habits. I'm sorry, I'm a little out of it today. I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to really balance their happiness at life and home. I've got a whole bunch of notes in front of me, so I'm a little distracted right now. But basically, for life editing, I took all of my old knowledge as a book editor and I combined it with my coaching business. So I took all of the editing and the restructuring and the reframing and the rearranging from editing books, and I combined it into a life coaching framework. So you're going to learn how to edit your life just like how a book editor edits a manuscript. It really makes sense to kind of my type A personality. I'm really high strung. I like details. I like structure. I like step by step processes. And a lot of my clients really appreciate that. I do love those hippy dippy life coaches, but my type of life coaching is much more structured, much more type A, much more systematic and editorial. That's the whole thing. We are life editors. So Life Editing for Beginners runs you through the 5 steps of my life editing process. And it's really a good introduction to what exactly life editing is. And it is a pretty big program now because I started it in 2013. I ran it for a while and then I redid it and then I redid it and I redid it. I kept adding new worksheets. I kept adding new videos. I kept kind of moving around some of the content to make it flow better. And then in 2019, I temporarily retired it for a little bit so that I could focus on some other projects, including bringing back Startup in 60, which was another one of my programs that needed a facelift, as it were. And now I'm so happy to bring back Life Editing for Beginners. And I got to tell you, like, It's the best. It's the best it's ever been. If you are an alumni and you've already logged into the portal and checked out Life Editing for Beginners, you can tell it's a lot more refreshed, revamped, new logos, new videos, new worksheets. It's really, really pretty looking this time around. Okay, so that's what Life Editing for Beginners is. It is a digital program that walks you through my 5-step life editing process. But what exactly are you going to learn in the program? What are you going to learn in Life Editing for Beginners? Well, let me go through the 5 steps of the life editing process with you right now, really quick. This is not going to be nearly as detailed as it is in the program, but let me give you a taste of what life editing is about. And if you do want to see even more descriptions of what you're going to be learning in the program, click the link that you'll see below this video and on your screen right now to check out Life Editing for Beginners. Okay, so the first step of the life editing process is step 1, create a foundation. And your foundation is anything that supports you and keeps you stable and helps you do your good work, just like a foundation of a house. It keeps you upright and stable. So you're going to uncover all of the good things that are maybe hiding in your life. And there are definitely more good things in your life than you think there are. And I'm going to help you find those. We're going to determine which areas of your life need more support, and then we're going to build them up. So things that might need more support, maybe you need more people supporting you, more accountability partners, more people who care about what you're doing. Maybe you need more support in terms of your health or your mental health. Maybe you need more support in terms of your finances and maybe building up a business, something like that. We're going to figure out where you need more support and build up those places. And you're also going to create a gratitude practice that you can stick to every single day. And it's going to be connected to your personal intentions and goals. So let me know. I want to know how many of you actually have a gratitude practice right now. So leave a comment below and let me know. Do you have a gratitude practice and what does that look like? So it could be writing in a gratitude journal. It could be keeping some kind of thank you jar. It could be texting back and forth with a friend and sharing what you're grateful for. It could be posting the things that you're grateful for on social media. I want to know what is in your gratitude practice. And if you already know the things that are in your foundation, what's supporting you? Friends and family, good healthy food, supportive routines, a house to live in, a nice neighborhood, all of those things are part of your foundation. All right, so that's step 1. We're going to learn all the ins and outs about creating and building your foundation and really maintaining it for the long term. Okay, also in the program, you're going to learn step 2, which is delete bad influences, which is everyone's favorite step. It's not my favorite step. My favorite step is coming, but it's almost everyone else's favorite step is delete bad influences. And that's what people think of when they think of editing, where you take out your red pen, you're crossing stuff off, and you're getting rid of all the junk. So you're going to learn how to handle OPP. What am I talking about? You're going to learn how to handle OPP. And OPP, I'm not talking about that 90s hip hop song. Let me know, Gen X, if you remember that song, You Down with OPP. We have a whole section in Life Editing for Beginners, which is really fun. It's probably the most watched section about if you are down with OPP and how I really don't want you to be down with it. Now, OPP means something completely different in life editing than what it meant in that 90s hip hop song. But it kind of shows you the kind of quirky and funny vibe we're going for with Life Editing for Beginners, because editing your life should be fun. It shouldn't be like totally serious all the time. So I'm going to show you what OPP actually is in life editing and how you can handle it. And then you're also going to get rid of any physical, emotional, and mental clutter that's been mucking up your life. So we're not just talking about the clutter in your house and cleaning up your office, going through that junk drawer, cleaning out the closet, all that stuff. We're going to be cleaning up your physical space. We're also going to be cleaning up here. We're going to be cleaning up your mental space and getting rid of some of maybe the self-criticisms you have, maybe some of the negative beliefs that you've had for maybe your whole life. And we're going to clean up all of that clutter, all of the things that are dragging you down and draining your energy and making it hard for you to do your good work. So we're going to clean all that up. And then you're also going to learn a very simple exercise that will instantly show you whether something in your life has a positive or a negative effect on you. It is really, truly groundbreaking. As soon as I learned this exercise, I was like, oh my gosh, it was just, it blew my mind. I was like, it's so true. This is exactly what I needed to hear. So maybe there's some things in your life where you don't know if it's really supporting you. You don't know if it's really the best thing for you. Maybe you can work with it, maybe you can't. This could be a job that might not be quite right, a relationship that might not be working as well as it could. It might be some old ways of thinking. And I'm going to show you how to do this exercise so you instantly know whether something has a positive or negative effect on you. So then it takes away all of the confusion. And so you can make a really good choice going forward, whether you completely delete that thing out of your life, whether you create some kind of boundary, or whether you make some adjustments, make some edits, and stick with it. So I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let me know, what are some bad influences in your life? What things drain your energy? What things frustrate you? What roadblocks get in the way of you being highly successful? Leave a comment below and let me know. And if you want to delete your bad influences, click the link and go check out the Life Editing for Beginners invite page. And there's lots more information about the life editing process on that page. Okay, you're also going to learn step 3, add good habits and routines. And this is where people jump to. People start off their New Year's resolution phase and they jump to adding good habits. But if you've ever tried to add good habits and start a New Year's resolution, you know that most people give it up before February even rolls around. They don't stick with their new habits. They don't stick with their new resolutions. And that's because they didn't do the groundwork. They didn't build up their foundation first, and they didn't delete the bad influence before they piled on their new habits. Many of my clients are artists, and I like to say that you can't paint on a dirty canvas. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you want to paint a pretty picture, you got to clean up that canvas first before you apply the good paint. So it's the same for your life. You can't jump to a New Year's resolution without doing some of the groundwork, without having a stable foundation to support you when things get tough, and without deleting the bad influences that are holding you back right now. But when you are ready and you get to step 3, add good habits and routines, you are going to learn all about the ins and outs of habit creation, transformation, and destruction. So I'm going to show you how to create good habits. I'm going to show you how to alter and tweak some habits that aren't working for you. I'm going to show you how to get rid of bad habits for good. It is a really powerful module, and I know you're going to love it. You're also going to map out your ideal life story and everything that you want to attract into your life in a fun, visual way. You know what we're doing. We're making vision boards. Of course we are. So I'm going to show you how to make a vision board and how to make a vision board that actually works for you. Raise your hand. I know. How many of you have made a vision board in the past, but you didn't get anything on it? You didn't attract any of those things that you wanted. It happens to all of us. But I'm going to show you maybe some of the mistakes you might have been making with your vision board and how to make a vision board that really supports your ideal life story and how to start manifesting those things. So that's all in step 3, add good habits. And then also in step 3, you're going to learn about the different types of motivation and whether you are intrinsically or extrinsically motivated. So there's a lot of things out there that could be motivating you to make changes. Like maybe you want a new job so that you can better support your family. Or maybe you want to start a business because it's a dream you've always had. Or maybe you want to get fit and healthy so you can play with your kids. Or maybe you want to save money so you can take yourself on vacation, whatever. There are so many different factors that come into play when we're focusing on motivation. And I want you to get clear about what types of things are motivating you. Are they intrinsic things from inside you, or are they extrinsic things from outside of you, from society, from the people around you? And it's okay to have both types of motivation, but I'm going to show you which type of motivation can really get you the results you want and how to continue to motivate yourself for the long haul. So that's what you're going to learn in step 3, add good habits and routines. So now I want to hear from you. Leave a comment and let me know, what types of habits do you want to create? What is something that you always wanted to be, do, or have, but you never started? Maybe you do want to start like a fitness habit. Maybe you want to start running every morning. Or maybe you do want to build a business little by little by little. Maybe you do want to pay off debt and get really serious about focusing on your budget. Let me know what good habits you want to start. Leave a comment below. All right, We're getting there. You're also going to learn step 4 of the life editing process, which is rearrange everything into a perfect flow. And this is what I was talking about. This is my favorite step of life editing because we are talking about time management. And I find it so much fun to play around with time, play around with your schedules, and see how you can become the most productive person you know. So in step 4, you're going to figure out that you have way, way, way more time than you think you do. I know everyone likes to complain about not having enough time, but you have so much more time than you think you do. And you don't need a DeLorean or a time turner or any kind of magic like that to find more time. I will show you how to find more time. And a lot of it is just about setting your priorities and then making really clear choices about where you spend your time. You're going to also learn how to use trial and error in the experiment of your life. Let me know if you feel this way, but I feel like our lives are just an experiment. And it's up to us to try different things that may or may not work and really try to fit the puzzle pieces of our lives together to get the results that we want. And I'm going to show you how you can experiment with your schedule, how you can try some things and move things around to get that flow. You know what we're talking about, that perfect flow that we're all trying to get into our lives, where things just go one after another, and we just feel so in control. We feel like we're doing good work. We feel like we're getting closer to our goals and everything just makes sense. I want you to find that flow in your life. And moving things around in your schedule and getting real about your time is how you do it. And the final thing you're going to learn in step 4 is how to find your lost minutes and how to never let them slip away again. So here's the thing I've noticed with all of my clients. You have lost minutes that are kind of lurking in the background of your life. You might think that every minute of your day is filled with something important, or you can't possibly find 10 minutes a day or an hour a day to work on your goals, but you can. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to help you find all of those lost minutes. I'm going to help you put them to good use. And I'm going to help you put some kind of boundaries in place and systems in place so you never, ever lose those minutes again. Sound good? All right. Leave a comment and let me know, what things do you want to move around in your schedule? Or is there a spot in your schedule where you keep hitting a roadblock? Like every day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, your energy just tanks. Or maybe on Monday morning, you just can't seem to get anything going because you're putting out fires all day and answering emails, so you don't really get going in your week until Tuesday. Let me know what types of things in your time and in your schedule you want to rearrange and edit. All right, you're also going to learn step 5, make white space for personal self-care. Now, I'm often asked that when I created my life editing process, why did I make self-care, or white space, as we call in life editing? Why did I make white space the last step as opposed to the first step? People are saying, like, well, shouldn't you care about yourself? Shouldn't you focus on yourself first before you do all this other work? And what I've noticed in my years of editing people's lives is that people aren't ready to take care of themselves before they go through the other steps. And I say that step 5 is the last step, but really, if you've seen the image, the life editing process is a cyclical process, and you go through it again and again and again. There actually is no ending point for it. You go through it for different areas of your life, or when something changes in your life, or whenever you need a check-in. So with white space and self-care, if you don't first get rid of those bad influences, build up your foundational support network, add in those good things that are missing, and get real about your time, you're not going to be able to stick with self-care. It goes back to the New Year's resolution, people. You could start some kind of self-care routine, but you're not going to stick with it unless you do the foundational work first. So that's why self-care is at the end of the life editing process rather than at the beginning, because you're going to have so much time, space, and energy to be good to yourself once you do the life editing process for steps 1 through 4 first. Trust me on this. All right, so when we are in step 5, you're going to learn how to avoid burnout and overwhelm, and you're going to give yourself a much needed break. Okay, how many of you actually take breaks during your day? Like planned breaks? Yes? No? Let me know in the comments. I insist that you take breaks during your day to fill your cup and recharge your batteries. And that's going to prevent you from burning out or getting resentful. It's the people that I see who don't take breaks, who don't give themselves an inch, who don't really fill themselves up again. They're the ones who start resenting their clients. They're the ones who close their businesses. They're the ones who get fed up with their new habit and be like, well, I'm not going to the gym anymore, or I'm not saving money anymore, whatever it is. And I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I want you to continually recharge your batteries, give yourself more energy all the time so that you can keep this going. You're also going to come up with a self-care schedule. Yes, a self-care schedule that you can actually stick to. And that's going to be determined by your personality, by your lifestyle, and the types of self-care things that you want to do. So we're going to make your whole self-care schedule, and I'm going to show you how to stick to it. Because I don't want you creating a self-care schedule and then being like, oh, well, I can't stick to it because I got to work late, or I can't stick to it because my kids need me. We're going to create a really strong schedule that's going to have all the safeguards in place so that you can stick to your self-care. And the final thing you're going to learn is that how you can overcome obstacles and roadblocks in the future. Because there are things that are going to derail you in the future, or try to derail you in the future. And I want you to be confident enough to stick to your guns and not let those things trip you up. Because that's the whole point of life editing, is where we're making these tiny, tiny little edits to create a brand new story for you. It's your next chapter. And I want to make sure that you stick with it. I don't want you to make some changes, feel good for a few days, and then slide back to your old habits. No, life editing is about moving forward and continuing to edit your life to become the best version of you. All right, so those are the 5 steps of the life editing process and a little sneak peek of what you're going to learn in the program. All right, gotta take a tea break. Leave a comment and let me know, what are you drinking today? Tea, coffee, water? What are you drinking? Okay, so this sounds great to you and you're ready to get started. Click the link in the description below. You can see it on your screen and get all the details and more information about life editing for beginners. Okay, so what is included in life editing for beginners? We've got 29 all new videos. Oh yes, I really went over the program with a fine-tooth comb and I redid all the video scripts. I deleted some things, I added some other things just like life editing, and I re-recorded all of the videos. We have 29 videos in there. Also, I did the same thing for the worksheets. There are 17 all new worksheets in the program. And I really took my time figuring out, okay, what type of worksheet is going to get you in the right mindset, is going to help you map out your goals, map out your next steps, so there's no confusion. Because here's the thing, we've all taken programs before where if we don't take good notes, or the worksheets aren't really helpful, or the videos are kind of clumsy and we don't really know what they're saying, then after the program, we're like, okay, well, what do I do now? Let me know if that's happened to you, because it's happened to me too, where I've taken programs and been excited about them, but then I don't implement it. We are changing that with life editing for beginners. All of the worksheets are moving you forward, and you have a life editing tracker that you keep with you through the entirety of the program. So you always know what your next steps are. And I prompt you in every video to write down your next steps. And then at the very end, we add those steps to your calendar and to your planner so they get done. I don't want you just to watch the videos and look at the pretty worksheets, but not actually do the work. So these new worksheets are really going to keep you focused and organized. Also, we've got all new resources in life editing for beginners. So I've got recommended books, recommended apps, recommended software, other recommended resources and links that can really take you to the next level of your life editing. So I have them mapped out by step of the process. And then I also have a big resources section at the front of the program. Those of you who are alumni who have already gotten in the program and are moving around, you know what I'm talking about. So big resources section at the front. And then for every single step, there are more specific resources. So if you want specific resources for deleting your bad influences, I've got a collection of books that I really think you should check out that can help you go a little bit further in your life editing. All right, Like I just mentioned, also in the program, you get access to our private portal. So you're going to be able to log in and get all of the videos, all of the worksheets, all in one place. So you're not going to have to hunt around to find what you need. You're also going to get access to our private Facebook group, which I love because it's the easiest way for everyone in the program to interact with each other. That's where you can ask questions. That's also where we do our weekly group calls during a live session. And it's a great way to share your worksheets as you're working on them, your successes, your challenges. And if you have any questions, I know the life editors in the program are so great about responding to questions and helping each other out. It's not just me helping you during life editing for beginners, it's everyone else in the group. I think that's what really makes life editing for beginners special. And if you click on this link and you go to the Life Editing for Beginners page, you can read testimonials from other Life Editing for Beginners graduates, and they all mention how great the community was and how they were able to learn from each other. And I definitely want that for you. Okay, so that's everything that's included in the program: the worksheets, the videos, the recommended books, apps, and resources, the private portal, the Facebook group, and the weekly calls and emails during a live session. So let me step back for a minute and talk about the live session. So the live session starts next Monday, October 11th, 2021. And what a live session is, it's when we all go through the program material together. So we do 1 week per step. So it's 5 weeks long. And we go through the material together at the same time. So we're doing the worksheets at the same time. We're watching the videos at the same time. And then you're going to get weekly email prompts from me where I say, okay, did you watch your videos? Did you do your worksheets? Remember to share in the Facebook group, which prompts you and reminds you to go through the program. And then also every week, you're going to get a weekly group call where I jump into our Facebook group and everyone has a chance to share what they're working on, share their thoughts about that step, what they liked, what they didn't like, where they're getting tripped up. And you can talk directly to me during these weekly group calls. You only get access to me during a live session. And we run a live session at least once a year. And so it's happening next week. That's when it starts. And I love doing a live session because it's great to be able to do the work on your own. And I know some of you prefer to do it at your own pace, which you absolutely can. But having a live session means you're going to go through the material in a timely manner, and you're going to be implementing things a lot faster and more effectively than you would do if you were doing it on your own. All right, leave a comment and let me know. Have you ever done a live session of one of my programs like Startup in 60 or Life Editing for Beginners or another program? And do you get more out of a live session than when you go it alone? It's okay. Like, no hate against people who want to go it alone. You definitely have that option. So if you do join the program, but you want to opt out of the weekly emails, no worries. You can absolutely take this program at your own pace. All right. Shall we talk about results? Yes. It's one thing to talk about all the steps of the life editing process and all of the great things you'll get in the program, the videos and worksheets and whatnot. But what do you really get? What are the real results that you're going to get by implementing the tools and practices that you're going to learn in life editing for beginners? All right, here's what you really get. You're going to learn how to make choices about who and what you do and do not want in your life. Yeah, you're going to take absolute control of over your life and say, this is my life and I'm going to edit it the way that I want to. So you're going to be really clear about what comes into your life and what goes out of your life. You're also going to design a foolproof system to add good habits that stick. I don't care how many times you failed at your New Year's resolutions. I don't care how many times you tried to create good habits and they didn't stick. I'm going to show you a better way to do that so that you can stick to good habits for the long haul. You got this. You're also going to learn how to make time for self-care activities every day, every week, every month, every year. And you're going to really like the section where we map out your self-care schedule and we pick the times and days that you're actually going to focus on you. It's actually pretty fun. And then you have something to anticipate in the future. Like, you know, you're going to have a white space weekend coming up and all the good things that you're going to do then. And that kind of makes you do your work faster because you know you're going to get a break. Remember, we talked about breaks and how important they are. You're also going to develop a profound gratitude practice that's going to give you energy to help you do all of these bigger changes. This is exactly why we start with developing your foundation. Because if you don't have a really strong foundation at the beginning of the program, if you don't feel gratitude for where you're at, even if it's not perfect, then it's going to make it that much harder to do the work going forward. Like, how are you going to delete bad influences or stick to good habits or rearrange your time if you don't feel like you have a leg to stand on, if you don't feel like you have people supporting you, or if you don't feel like you have good things in your life? So this is why we start with our foundation first. I'm going to show you how to build up your foundation so that it always supports you and you have tons of energy moving forward through the program. You're also going to streamline your routines and systems, and you're going to save hours of time every single day and week. There's a really great testimonial on the invite page, and I have it here on the screen. And in the description below, you can click on there and read some of the great testimonials. And one of the ladies saves 2 hours of time every day that she was losing to her internet addiction. It blew my mind when she showed me her timetable. It was showing me all the times where she was on social media, when she was goofing off, when she was watching videos and just going down that rabbit hole, clicking, 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 clicking. But she was able to remove and delete all of that with life editing for beginners and save 2 hours a day. Can you imagine that? Could you imagine if you had 2 hours a day to use for something productive, to work on your business, to spend with your kids, to meal plan and prep, to go over your finances? Like, you could use that extra time for anything that's important to you. Leave a comment and let me know, what would you do if you had an hour or two extra time every day? I bet you could think about a million things that you would do. All right. Also, in life editing for beginners, you're going to learn how to take your big, unmanageable, unruly projects and break them down into small, tiny, bite-sized pieces so that you inch forward every day, getting closer and closer and closer to your goals. This is what makes life editing so different than other coaching programs, because we are not doing a total makeover. This is not a new you type of thing. This is not taking your current life and throwing it in the trash. No, life editing is where we use what we've got, just like a book editor. We use what we've got and we make tiny little edits to become the best version of you. Does that make sense? You are still you, but it's you times 10 or you enhanced. That's what life editing does. I think some of those other coaching programs kind of get tripped up because they're trying to make you something that you're not. They're trying to get rid of everything that's so-called bad about you, all of your flaws. Whereas life editing, we kind of enhance the parts of you. If you're quirky and a little silly, if you're type A and you're high strung like me, if you're editorial and analytical, we enhance all of that and we embrace that. I want you to appreciate who you are and realize that you can become the best version of you without completely ditching what makes you you. That's what I love about life editing. We're editing our lives. We're not doing a total makeover. Also in the program, you're going to get a whole support team of life editing cheerleaders who are going to keep you accountable across the entire program, especially if you do the live session that starts next week. So in our Facebook group, I love having all of the other life editors interact, share their successes and challenges, share their worksheets, explain what they tried from the video, what's working for them, what's not working for them. And if you've got a question, you can ask all of the other life editors in the group. And I love it when people step up and come through and really support everyone else in the program. So again, it's not just me, it's everyone in the program. And you're going to have all of these new cheerleaders supporting you. You're also going to develop a sense of control and order in your life. And that's another thing that us life editors really thrive on. We like structure. We like step-by-step processes. So if you've ever done some kind of program where it's a bit more nebulous, or if you've ever tried to make changes on your own, but you don't really have a system to follow, that might work for some people. But for us who need a system, who like things to be in little boxes, this is the program for you. I'm going to lead you step by step by step. You're going to have homework and next action steps for every single video. You're never going to feel like you don't know what to do next because I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do next. So you're going to have this sense of control and order in your life. And I think that's a really special part of the program, where it's not just like, do whatever you want. No, you're going to have very specific things that you can do, actionable things that you can do to get the results that you want. All right. And then finally, you're going to learn a repeatable process so that you can continue to edit your life for years going forward, anytime in the future when you need a check-in, when you need to tune up with your life editing. I'm going to show you a system so you can do it over and over again. That's actually the last module in the program, is how to continue life editing forever, how to be a life editor forever. It's pretty special. All right, leave a comment and let me know, what are you most excited to learn in the program? Are you excited to learn how to set up your schedule properly? Are you excited to learn how to create a gratitude practice that really sticks? Are you excited to learn how to set boundaries with toxic people? Like, I think we all need that. Maybe you're excited to do some self-care and really have a plan in place so that you get your self-care no matter what. Leave a comment. I want to hear, what are you most excited to learn in life editing for beginners? Okay, let's talk money. Let's talk money, because I know you're thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it. If you haven't jumped to the info page, which is on your screen right now, and it's linked in the description, you're probably wondering, okay, life editing for beginners, we get 29 videos, we get 17 worksheets, we get the live session with a Facebook group and weekly calls and weekly emails. We get all these recommended books, apps, and resources. We get Sage live there helping me out. What does it cost? What does it cost? All right, life editing for beginners, the entire digital program, including live sessions, is $97. And that includes lifetime access and all future updates. All right, $97 for lifetime access and all future updates. I know some of you out there have bought previous versions of Life Editing for Beginners. And one of the great things about the program is, because I'm always editing my life in business, the program is always editing and being revamped. That's why we're having a launch right now, because it has been edited and it's bigger and better than ever. But when you buy, you get lifetime access. So people who bought back in 2013, they still have access to the program, and they get all of the new updates. They get all of the new videos. They get all of the new worksheets. They've got our great new beautiful portal, which I just love. So when you buy Life Editing for Beginners for $97, you get lifetime access. So if a few months from now I add another video, or I add a new worksheet, or I make a new planner for it, or we do another live session with group calls, you get all of that without having to pay again. It's a one-time fee for a lifetime access. And I really, really wanted you to be able to have access to the program whenever you needed it. So I do my own life editing for beginners check-in at the start of every season for myself. So I go through all 5 steps, go through the whole process for myself, and just kind of check in to see where I'm at. And I want you to have that freedom to do that whenever you need to check in, whenever you need to recharge, whenever you're struggling in your life. You can go through the program whenever you need it, not just during a live session. Okay, so speaking of the live session, that's 5 weeks long, where we go through the material at the same time. You get weekly check-in emails from me, and you get weekly group calls, which are hugely, hugely beneficial. That starts next Monday, October 11th, 2021. So next Monday is your last chance to join the live session. Now, I will say it again, that for those of you who like to go at your own pace, and you're not interested in group calls or the emails, you just want to go through the program at your own pace, that is completely, completely fine. You can opt out of the live session emails. But for those of you who do want the extra support, the extra accountability, the email reminders, and the group calls where you can talk directly to me and ask your specific questions, then you want to join the live session, which starts next Monday, October 11th, 2021. So click the link in the description, or you can see the link on the screen right now, and join us for the live session. You don't want to miss that. All right, so when are the group calls? I know I've got a bunch of emails asking me, when are the group calls? Because I work with life editors all over the world. So I know people are trying to figure out their schedules and figure out when the group calls are happening in their time zone. So the group calls for this next live session that starts next week are going to be on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, Los Angeles time. That's where I live. So it's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific time, Los Angeles time on Wednesdays. So we've got October 13th, October 20th, October 27th, November 3rd, and November 10th. One more time. October 13th, October 20th, October 27th, November 3rd, and November 10th. Those are the dates of our group calls during the next live session. And here's the thing. If you can make it to the group calls, awesome. If you can't make it to the live recording, you can always send me your questions ahead of time, or you can respond to the weekly check-in email. Let me know what your questions are about the program. Let me know what you want answers on for your specific life, and I will answer those questions during the live group calls. So even if you can't make it live, you still get answers to your question. And then those group calls are going to be uploaded to the portal within 24 hours. So you can watch the group calls at your own leisure whenever it makes sense for you. Because I know some people, it's like in the middle of the night for them, and that's okay. Oh, hey, Joelle's here. Joelle says, yes. Hello from Belgium. Thanks, Joelle. Good to have you here. Yeah, so I know there are life editors from all over the world. So don't feel like if you can't make it to a group call that you're missing out. You can still get answers to your questions. You can still participate in the Facebook group, and you can still watch the recordings as I upload them to the portal. So you're not going to miss out at all, even if you're in a different time zone. Okay, so if you're thinking about life editing for beginners, let's talk about who exactly this program is perfect for. So life editing for beginners is good for women who want to ditch their fears and ditch their self-doubts, any of those negative beliefs you might have about yourself, and really focus on making positive changes in your life. So that's really the heart of what life editing for beginners is we're going to make those tiny daily edits so that you can live your ideal life story. We're going to really ramp you up and make your life happier and more fulfilling. So if you're ready to let go of old ways of thinking, the fears that have held you back in the past, those self-doubts, those criticisms that are in your ear, we're going to handle all of that in the Life Editing for Beginners program and help you really reach your ideal life story and make those positive changes. So if you're ready for that, we're ready for you. It's also for women who have loads of passion and ambition for their careers or for whatever they're putting out in the world. So I say that I work with ambitious women. And what I mean is women who are putting something out into the world. Either they have their own business, they work for another company, they do both, they're doing some kind of volunteering work, or they were being active in their community. They're putting something out into the world. I don't work with women who are still in college, who are too young and aren't really doing something with their lives yet. I don't work with women who are retired, who are sitting on a beach all day or whatever. I work with women who are actively putting something out into the world. So if you have passion for whatever it is that you do, this is the program for you. And then it's also for women who are tired of waiting and waiting and waiting for their lives to change, and they are ready to be proactive. That's the thing about life coaching. I'm not going to let you just sit there like a lump and not do the work. If you're ready to be proactive and say, okay, this is my homework and I'm going to do it, even if it takes some time, even if I feel funny doing it or I'm uncomfortable doing it, I'm going to do it anyway. Because if you want to get the results, if you want to reach your goals, then you've got to do the work. So if you're ready to be proactive, this is the program for you. And finally, life editing for beginners is for people who are okay with my quirky side, are okay with me being a little silly and unpolished, and won't mind me making references to 90s hip hop songs or Star Trek or whatever it might be. Here's the thing. I am a life coach, but I'm not really like as polished and as clean as some of the other life coaches out there because I'm a real human. And this is a part of life editing. I'm not expecting you to be perfect. I'm not expecting you to be flawless. I'm expecting you to be a real person and to make mistakes. And I fumbled over my introduction at the beginning of this call. I have typos in my emails all the time, even though I'm a former editor. Like, I want you to be a real, genuine human being because that's who I'm being too. So you're going to see me, flaws and all, being a little silly, having fun, but still improving my life in the program. And I want to see you do the same thing. I want you to show yourself some grace. I want you to show yourself some forgiveness. And I want you to be okay being a real human being. That's what life editing is. We're going to take what we got, we're going to edit it and start our next chapter. We're not throwing our lives in the trash. We are using what we got. That's what editors do. All right, so that's who the program is for. Let's talk about who would not be a good fit for life editing for beginners. And here's the thing, like, it's always hard to say, like, maybe this program wouldn't be right for you, but there are definitely some personality types that would not benefit from life editing, would not benefit from my type of coaching style, and would not enjoy life editing for beginners. So the people who would not be a good fit for life editing for beginners would be people who are looking for a magic pill, or people looking for a magic wand, like bibbidi bobbidi boo, and you're completely new. No, there is no magic pill. There's no magic wand. There's no like secret formula that's going to change everything. If you want to reach your goals, if you want to become the best version of you, you have to do the work. That's a hard truth in life, but I want to be honest with you as your coach. You've got to do the work if you want to get the results. So if you're looking for a magic pill, if you're looking for a magic wand, you're not going to find it in life editing for beginners. You are going to find tools and resources and guides and videos and worksheets to help you, but you're not going to find some kind of poof system that's going to transform you. Okay, it's also not for victims or people who like to blame other people for their problems. So anyone who is blaming their mother-in-law for their problems, or blaming their spouse for their problems, or blaming their nasty boss for their problems, this is not the program for you. I don't work with people who are blaming others for their lives. Yes, there are people in your life who are maybe not the nicest people, who have maybe done wrong things to you, but you can't keep blaming everyone else for the state of your life. You have so much more control than you give yourself credit for, and you are so much more capable than you give yourself credit for. And I really want you to take the reins of your life. The pen is in your hand, as they say, and I want you to edit your life and you to make the changes that you can make, because you are in control of much more than you think. So if you want to get into this program and then complain and be like, well, I don't like Sage, or I don't like my mother-in-law, or I don't like my boss, or whatever it is, or the government is out to get me, or whoever is out to get you, this is not the program for you. The very first module is all about taking responsibility for your own life, being proactive, and accepting what you can change, and being in control. That's a huge part of life editing. We're not waiting for someone to save us. We're not waiting for everyone to change their attitudes and make your life better without you doing anything. You've got to do the work. So if you're a victim, if you want to blame other people, this is not the program for you. And then finally, and I say this with such love, because this has been me from time to time too, but if you're just a lazy bum who wants to watch the nice videos and look at the pretty worksheets, but you're not here to do the work, this is not the program for you. You can't edit your life through osmosis. You can't just watch the videos and look at the worksheets and then, okay, I watched the video. Am I a new person now? No. It doesn't work through osmosis. You have to do the work. So if you want to just look at videos and worksheets and whatever, that's not going to help you. You actually have to do the work. And I say this with love because I know I've done this too, where I bought a program just because it looked really pretty and I watched the videos and I looked at the worksheets, but I didn't actually do the work. So at the end, I didn't get good results. Has that happened to you? Leave a comment and let me know. You're human. It happens. Sometimes we buy things, but we don't actually do the work. We just want the pretty things. But as pretty as this program is, and I got to say, I spend a lot of time revamping and making this video series really, really pretty. If you go into the portal, you see like all new logos, all new colors, all new videos. I'm wearing cute outfits in all the videos. The worksheets are much clearer and nicer to look at. Like it is a pretty program. I got to say it's a pretty program. And if you go to the link on my screen, you can look at the worksheets and video screenshots and stuff and see how nice it looks. But as nice as the program looks, you still have to do the work. Okay? Are we in agreement with that? You still going to do the work? All right. So that's who Life Editing for Beginners is for and who it is not for. So I hope that's pretty clear. And I hope you can see whether or not this program is going to support you. All right. Last little bit of questions that I've been receiving. And if you're watching this replay or you're here live, go ahead and leave a comment, leave a question below. I do see all the comments as they come in, and I can still respond to your questions before the live session starts next week. So I've had some people ask me, okay, it's a 5-week program, weekly calls, weekly emails, all of that. What if I can't keep up? Like maybe you've got a very busy work schedule, or you're in school right now, or your kids need you, or whatever's happening, you're going through your own launch or something like that. What if you can't keep up? No worries, is totally fine. Like I said, you don't have to do the live session. You can go at your own pace and go through the program at a pace that works for you. So as soon as you purchase Life Editing for Beginners, you're going to have access to the portal with all 29 videos and all 17 worksheets, and all of the resources and everything are going to be in there for you. So you can go through the program as quickly or as slowly as you want. So if it takes you a month, if it takes you a year, doesn't matter, because you also get lifetime access. So you can go through the program anytime you want, anytime during the year. I know a lot of people like to do it the last week of the year, right before we head into January, to just edit their lives and get really clear on their goals before heading into January. So you can also watch the call recordings later too. So like I said, we're going to do those group calls. If you can't make it, that's okay. I'm going to upload them to the portal, and then you can watch them whenever it makes sense to you. And you can also send me questions ahead of time, and I'll answer them during the call. Or if you're going through the program and it's not a live session, you can leave questions in the comments under every video. You can leave questions in the Facebook group, and you can also email me, sage@sagegrayson.com, and I will still answer your questions, even if it's not a live session. So I don't want you to feel like you're going to be lost if you can't keep up with the program. You go to pace that works for you. And if you want to join us for the live session, great. Okay. Last little question I got was, what is the difference between Life Editing for Beginners program, which is my flagship program, versus one-on-one coaching with me? And there are some distinctions. So Life Editing for Beginners is a group coaching program, and it's a digital product. And you're going to get guidance from me and training from me that everyone else in the program is going to have too. So everyone gets the same videos and the same worksheets, and everyone can participate on the group calls. So that means that everyone's going through the same material at the same time. So if you have questions like, hey, what did she mean in this video? Or what did you put down for your worksheet, or whatever? Everyone is going through the same thing. So you can ask questions and really feel supported by the group. So if you're looking for a group program, if you're looking for more support with everyone going through it together, that's really what the live session of Life Editing for Beginners is for. On the other hand, for one-on-one coaching, this is individualized attention for your specific needs. So you don't have to share me with the group, and you don't get information that's meant to be palatable to everyone. You get stuff that's specific to your business, your life, your career, your relationships, your finances, whatever. It is very, very specific to you. That's because it's just one-on-one, me and you. So private clients also get unlimited email support, and they also get a few goodies that are just for private clients. So if you like the idea of a whole group lifting you up together, Life Editing for Beginners is probably the best choice for you. But if you really need personalized, specific one-on-one coaching, then try some of my individualized coaching packages. And if any of this doesn't make sense, you can reach out to me, sage@sagegrayson.com, or just leave a comment below, and I can answer any of your questions that you have about my coaching packages. All right, let's see what we got. I don't see any other questions coming in right now, but if you are watching this replay, go ahead and leave a question. Anything that you want to know about the program, like how long does it take to get through the program if you're doing it on your own? What can you expect in the group calls? What you need to know about watching the videos and doing the worksheets, and how fast you need to implement stuff. Are there any options besides the Facebook group? I know Facebook's not for everyone. That's why we do have in the portal, there's a whole comment section where you can interact there as well. And you can always email me. So if anything doesn't make sense, send an email to sage@sagegrayson.com, or I suggest clicking the link below. The link is on your screen too, to go to the Life Editing for Beginners page, where there's lots more information about the program. All of the program content and all of the modules are mapped out on the info page. There are also three preview videos out of 29 videos. There are 3 preview videos on there for you to watch to get an idea for the feel of the program. You can also see thumbnails of the other videos. You can see thumbnails of the worksheets, and you can really get a good idea of what's in there. Plus, probably most importantly, you can read and watch testimonials from Life Editing for Beginners graduates. So if you really want to know, did someone save money? Did someone save time? A lot of people save time. What did they think of the group calls? What did they think of the Facebook group interaction? What they think about working with me? What they think of the videos? All of that. It's all there on the info page. So don't just take it from me. Really go through those testimonials and see if you can relate to anyone. If anyone had a problem that maybe you're dealing with like not enough time or feeling unstructured or disorganized, you're going to find a testimonial on there that can speak to what you're dealing with. All right. Okay, life editors. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment. I see all the comments as they come in, and I'll come back and answer your questions. The last minute information, Life Editing for Beginners is in its launch phase right now. So you can click the link below and sign up for the program. Our live session begins Monday, October 11th, 2021. And that has weekly group calls, weekly email check-ins, our Facebook group, and everyone is going through the program at the same time for 5 weeks. The program is $97, and that gives you lifetime access plus all future updates. So I know there's a bunch of alumni out there. You've already got access to the program. And if I add a worksheet a month from now, if I add a video 2 months from now, whatever happens, you're going to have access to all of that without having to pay again. All right. That's all I got, life editors. Thank you so much for joining me for this Q&A call. I hope you got your questions answered about Life Editing for Beginners. I hope you're as pumped up for the program as I am. I am so excited because it was a labor of love to bring this program kind of back from the dead after it had been retired for 2 years. And it's so nice to know that my flagship program is out there, that people are learning the 5 steps of the life editing process, and they're doing it at a pace that's right for them. And I'm so thrilled to be doing the live session starting next week, because that's where the magic happens, actually. I say I don't have a magic wand, but the magic really happens in the live session, in the Facebook group, with people interacting with those weekly group calls. So I hope you'll join us for the live session too. All right. Thanks again so much, life editors. I will see you in the Life Editing for Beginners program. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.